Long days, longer nights. That's what I used to tell myself. That's what I tell myself every day, y'all. Maybe it's default thinking. Been crushed many times in this life, humbled many times in this life. Yes, I have. No lies there. I have seen people destroy themselves. I have seen by manifest destiny those destroyed by what is the environment, their vessel not put together to be able to withstand what it is that Earth calls varying, fluctuating temperatures and climates. Anyhow, what I came to speak about was wanting you guys to really be careful. You know, I know some of you don't believe in being armed at all times. You find something wrong with that. However, it may be, um, the turmoil that is being stirred up in the world right now is something that is beyond all logical recognition. You would have to be silly and childish to believe that one is not behind the pulling of the strings. So, my friend, before they pull the strings too tight and there's no chance to do anything, this is the time now to make really wise decisions, investing into things like, I know this doesn't sound like it's very smart, but if you look up the year where in which they stopped producing coins with silver, they stopped in like the late 60s as far as like high content, but they still put silver in a lot of coins in the years following until about the early 80s or the late 70s, whatever, right? Anyhow, uh, but you can still find trace amounts in the early, and you can tell when it has silver in it. Just even just these trace amounts of it. Here's the problem though. It's what you're faced with. A lot of you are like, "What are you talking about change for?" What you have to realize, my friends, is that tangible goods never lose their value. Copper is always copper. Brass is always brass. Zinc is always zinc. Do you get me? So, when you willingly give up, don't have any of that on hand, it's as if you robbed yourself. Let's say, for example, man has a collection of old nickels, old quarters, old dimes, and he has, say, $20 worth of each, $60 in value. Everything falls out, goes bad, whatever you guys like to think that it's going to do. I haven't seen it just yet. Not saying I don't think anything like that's going to happen. I'm just a believer of a shift in the system. You know, I think the system's going to shift before it fails out all the way. Um, but anyhow, the change, the value of the change, now grows exponentially in a crisis because, hold on, friend, I have real silver here. The content of this is real silver. So even if I had to say, if the loaf of bread one moment was, let's say, $1.29 before the inflation, this man could, in his right mind, logically say, "I'm only going to give you 2 quarters or 3 quarters for the loaf of bread," as opposed to the man saying, "Well, of your paper money or of a substance that no one has, I need this." You see? Because that's what happens. People become unrealistic with the demands when they have a resource and a commodity that no one else has. You see? That's what you have to be aware of. I'm not the smartest guy out there. I don't ever claim to be. But I do know a few things about a few things. And this is one of them. If you get caught with your pants down in the next 8 years here, shame on you. That's your own fault, and I don't feel bad for you, cause something's gonna happen. You know, whether it be mass, mass freaking what's the word I'm looking for? Cataclysmic events. You know, be it cosmic forces or man-made, anything. You just got to know that it's coming. You know, and be ready in your heart. You gotta just stand up and have some integrity, a backbone. But having a little bit of water, a little bit of food, a little bit of dry food while I'm saying food, dry and, packaged or whatever. Um, Medicine, extra clothing, batteries, some type of flashlight, a heat source, a flame source. Preferably, people, let me show you something. I think this is nice and empty. Look, a lot of you throw away your lighters because they're empty, right? Let me teach you a little trick real quick. This will save your life, okay? The empty bare lighter will save your life. Don't ever don't throw it away. You paid for the flint. One moment. While I'm still talking to you, because I can multitask. But you paid for the flint, but the change and all that value, the value of a regular resource never changes. All right, it maintains itself. That's what you have to keep in mind, people. All right, that's important. It's so important that you understand that, understand it, and get it. Because the person who does get it is the one who's usually making the rules. Okay? And not just the rules, but they're alive. You want to be a living? Make smart decisions. All right? Don't wait till tomorrow or don't wait till it's happening and then be sad that you got caught up. Because whose fault is that? You know? It's nobody's fault. One moment. Let me show y'all what you paid for. This is what you paid for. That little black thing in my hand. That's what you paid for. You didn't pay for that cheap ass nasty butane. You paid for that flame. So, if you wanted to learn something, you thought I just didn't know nothing, I'm trying to teach you something. It's just you have to really listen so that way you get it. Because I'm like a broad sense kind of guy. I don't think about the small picture. I'm always thinking global. I act on the small things. Don't trust and believe. I act on working, saving my money, so that way I can buy tangible resources. I save my substance. I have substance that is put away, a little bit of it. You get what I'm saying? All right. I'm thinking about these things as I say them to you. I'm not just some guy who's out here talking out the side of his neck. If I tell you to get armed, it probably means that I'm armed. All right. If I'm telling you to save things, it probably means that I have these things put away. It's just ethical. It's ethical. All right. I want I want you to have the best chances of making it. Cause unless a meteor falls down and just crushes you or crushes me, right? Lightning strikes, right? Or the effing boogeyman comes and gets us, you stand a chance. Do you get what I'm saying? You always stand a chance. That's how it works. Until you're done, it's not over. And that's how you got to go at it thinking. Otherwise, you could fail yourself out. But please, be circumspect. Another thing I wanted to hit on real quick is I don't know how to come at this. You know, the dating scenario with men and women. Uh, for my young men, you know, my brothers especially, but men of all nations, is you have to really look at the woman like she looks at you. Okay? And I want you to really get where I'm going with this, see, because I'm really better at reading body language than you think I am. So let me go ahead and give you a piece. Uh, when you're looking at somebody and you're talking to them, right? Slight shifts in their body language, like I'm gonna lean back on my couch so I can express some of this to you, right? You're talking to somebody and you say something to them and they kind of something like that, right? You got to catch all that. Even when they're talking and they just like a minor everything. Any little movement that means that you might have caused a discomfort. They might have agreed. They might have found a neutrality somewhere. You get what I'm saying? You know, or they might have questions now. You have to be able to pick these things up pretty much instantly. It's life or death. Beyond this situation of dating, you know, you want to keep your feelings guarded. You want to be able to not invest what I would call your physical and your spiritual equity into a person. Then you know you would be also wise in this manner of thinking. I think it would be best judgment, you know, just to talk to them. And people are so quick to want to get to the business, you know, everything's about sex to people, and it's like, no, you have to like actually talk to a person and see what they're about. You know, it's just funny. It really is. But I enjoy this. I really do, y'all. Um, you got to be smarter than you think you are. Okay. If you think you're dumber than a pile of rocks, then you got to have just a few less rocks in that pile, my friend. All right. This is true. As I said to the man who had a knife in his hand, going crazy this last weekend, who I thought I was going to have to send to his maker, calm yourself down. That's what you need to do. Calm yourself down. If you ain't never heard that one. Uh, what else? What else? Something real quick for you. Some random knowledge. Few quotes I like to think about all the time. It is better for everyone in the room to think you're a fool than for you to open your mouth and confirm it. Abraham Lincoln. The silliest notion is white man's notion that he is less savage than all the other savages. Samuel Langhorne Clemens, aka Mark Twain. I'm gonna leave it right there, and then I'm gonna come back with some more fire for you. Don't trip. I got them all up here. Much love. You guys have a great weekend. Really, really, really good weekend.